not, you don't have to give it out right away, but, you know, you come up to me, you know, and just, you know, whatever, tap me on the arm or whatever and say, Pastor Gary, I think I might have something. And I might, now that you guys are all educated in this, I might be able to say, well, what do you think, what do you have? Think I have a diverse tongue or a different kind of tongue. And I'm like, okay. So then I will, you know, and if you ended up sitting there and for whatever reason, we didn't do it right away or whatever, and you ended up losing it, you could just sit there and say, I don't have it anymore. You know, and it'll be all cool. No big deal. All right? So, all right, an interpretation of tongues, which is the prophetic interpretation of the diverse tongue that was given out. Yes.
It does not mean that it's literally a translation of, like, it doesn't mean you could say it into Google Translate and that it will come out as real. I mean, and not that God can't do
Right.
that, but a diverse tongue does not necessarily mean that Google Translate could literally tell you what it means in a different language.
Well,
It's
because
you're
if I
praying in the
speak
spirit for one
If I
thing.
speak in the tongues of men and angels, we don't.
Yeah.
Some of tongues is human dialect. Some of it isn't. So, anyway, what setting are the gifts of the Spirit supposed to be utilized in? What setting? When?
As the Spirit leads,
As the Spirit leads. So,
public and private.
so it could be whenever. So it could be when Paul's right in the middle of Coburn's getting some food or whatever, and all of a sudden he gets inspired to say something to somebody. That could happen.
Mhm.
Could it happen?
Charisse could be playing
prayer
the
closet?
keyboard, and God could give her a word that she gives out to us.
Which is
As
she's
she
done,
does
which we
often, yeah.
appreciate. Amen. So I know we're a little longer than we're over tonight, and I don't want to cramp your style if you need to go, but otherwise, yes,
I'd like
Fred.
to tell a story about, kind of like your story.
Will you give him the
magic
microphone?
thing, you know, with basically, it's about a friend of mine, and she lost her leg when she was 5 years old. And it was a farm accident. Her and her brother were sitting on a gravity box, and she slipped in and got in the auger. And mom and dad were out doing farm work. And so her brother was with her, and he ran in the house and got grandpa. Well, grandpa came out. Well, he didn't really know anything. He knew to shut the machine off. And then they backed it up manually and got her out, carried her to the house. Of course, she's bleeding. And she was worried about how mom was gonna feel with all this blood in the house. Well,
Oh.
the grandfather said to her younger sister, he said, take the car and go get mom and dad. Grandpa, I don't know how to drive. Get in the car and go get mom and dad. So she hops in the car and she made it there, got mom and dad, and they came back, and they lived probably 70 miles from Fargo, so it was quite a ways.
Oh my.
So the mom wrapped her leg in a towel to stop the bleeding, and they hopped in the car and they took off. 20 miles down the road, they had a flat tire.
Oh my.
Dad said,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
not stopping. She'll bleed to death. So anyway, they take off, well, another 10 miles, he blows another tire because the other one. And so now he can't do anything. There's a farm, so he runs down the driveway, knocks on the door, nobody home. He looks in the garage and there's a car. So he goes over, I mean, he's screaming for anybody to help, and he's tearing the car apart looking for an extra key. There's no key, so he heads down the driveway again. Well, in the meantime, somebody comes by. Mom's out there, flags the person down. And she said, my daughter just lost her leg, we have to get her to the hospital. And the guy goes, I'm late for a meeting, and he leaves.
What? Oh my god.
So now dad's back. I mean, dad's a big guy. And another car comes down, and he's just furious, right? And he flags her down, and it's an older, you know, not an older lady, 45 or so. And he said, shh, depends on where you are in life. Anyway, she says, tells her what happened. She said, I'm not from this town, I'm not from this area, you drive. So the dad hops behind the wheel, get her to the hospital. Surgery went well, they wanted to get the rest of the leg back so they could try and attach it, which didn't work, but anyway, so she had surgery, she's stable, and the lady's gone. They didn't know who she was or where she came from.
Oh, wow.
So that's an angel right there.
Wow.
Amen. Not from this area. Not from this area.
Sorry.
Yeah, from
Oh,
heaven, I
wow.
just came.
All right, so we are gonna be going from here to, School of Prayer. We're gonna, or, you know, we're not School of Prayer, but we're just gonna do prayer school and basically be doing prayer. And so I'll
And
teach a
learning
little,
about it.
I'll teach a little bit on prayer, but we're gonna be praying every Wednesday night, and that's gonna be the focus through probably the rest of the summer on Wednesday nights, so speaking of prayer, let's all extend our hands toward Paul and Sharice, because what, you're leaving tomorrow then? Paul, or Friday?